is SportsCenter at night.
Eagles Cowboys, the game of the day, did not disappoint, even without Jalen Hurts. Reaction from the Thriller in Arlington. The Steelers honor Franco Harris on an emotional night in Pittsburgh. Would they come out with a win against their old nemesis, the Raiders? And while the weather outside was frightful, the finishes were so delightful. All the gifts from Christmas Eve now on SportsCenter.
That was definitely not on purpose, but it shows the wrist is a little strong.
From 61, Merry Christmas, Minnesota Vikings fans!
Welcome to SportsCenter, everybody. Zubin Mehenti Cal with you. Yes, Christmas Eve. Leave the cookies out for Santa. Finally wrap those 12 presents you still have left. And for many NFL teams, they're hoping for no coal in their stockings, or in one case, Zubin, Skol in their stocking.
Well said. We'll get to that giant 61-yard field goal that Paul Allen lost his mind about in a second. But first, two of the Giants' division rivals, Cowboys, Eagles. Remember, in the first matchup, no Dak. This time around, no Jalen Hurts. We got Gardner Minshew ready to go. Huge game for Dak Prescott. Not a huge moment here for Dak. Dak rolling out, and he is picked. Josh Sweat taking it to the house with the Birds already up 3-0. It's 10-0. Arda, that is Dak's 11th interception since coming back from a broken thumb in Week 7. Remember, Eagles win, #1 seed in the NFC. So a ton on the line for them. Dak's like, it's on me. It's on me. Minshew, what can he do? This game was riddled with turnovers everywhere. Jaron Curse, acrobatic. Beautifully done. We know midweek, Minshew found out he was going to start. Ensuing Cowboys drive. Prescott, CeeDee Lamb had over 100 receiving yards in the first half. 8 catches, buck 3 before they went to the locker room. It's 14-10 Dallas in the third. Minshew, some people think he's one of the best backups in the league. It's hard to argue. Cool, looking for Devonta Smith. 27-17. They win this game, get the 1 seed. Jalen won't have to show up until January. Next drive, Minshew. Jaron Curse is all over it again. His second takeaway of the game, and every time the Cowboys needed to come back, it was spurred by a turnover. Prescott, look at this toe tap from Michael Gallup. 1-2 down. One more look. The catch was great. The footwork, even better. 1, 2, and these two are tied at 27. Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore loving it. In the fourth, Minshew. Smith, again, got it. And the Eagles back in front, 34-27. Usually Zeke is popping into the Salvation Army. Maybe they're trying to pop him out of the kettle there. Prescott in trouble. Ball pops loose. Cowboys pounce on it, but they lose 11 on the play. So it's 2nd and 21. There's Josh Sweat again. That's a loss of 9. So, Kellen, what do you have in the playbook for 3rd and 30? I don't know. How about the only target and catch of the day for T.Y. Hilton? How does that sound? Sounds good. For 52 on 3rd and 30. Later in the drive, Prescott, Lamb, again. Dak's first 300-yard passing game of the season, and we're tied at 34. Next, Eagles drive. Minshew, Deron Bland. He just ripped that thing out. Cowboys would tack on a field goal, so they take the lead 37-34. Next, Eagles drive. The normally short-handed Miles Sanders is going to cough it up. The Cowboys will recover, tack on another field goal. It's now 40-34. Man, 2 turnovers for the Eagles in the last 5 minutes. 1 minute to go. Minshew trying to rally him. Got to have the touchdown. A.J. Brown got it, steps out of bounds, smart play. Later in the drive, after you see the beautiful toe tap, 2nd and 10, Cowboys 41. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, he's got Smith again. Eagles will let the game come down to a 4th down. Here's how the play, the last one, from both teams' radio booths.
20 seconds. Minshew back, 4-man rush. Here they come. He heaves it. Back into the end zone. The ball's on the ground, incomplete. The Cowboy defense was equal to the task that time.
He is floating it for the end zone, and it is incomplete. He did everything he could as the Cowboys are going to win this game
Yeah, they do. Brad Sham, Merrill Reese on the call. Boys win. Ed Werder with Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb.
Dak had his first 300-yard passing game of the season. You had 2 touchdown catches. How were you able to overcome the early adversity of the pick six?
Just keep being us. Just understanding that this game is going to be up and down. It's a battle. These guys are #1 in the NFL for a reason. And we chasing that. And, we had a day today.
When you're a younger brother, you get beat up and you take a lot of losses, and the only way to keep going is by responding and showing that whatever happened last play really doesn't matter. It's all about the next play, and that's who I am. Obviously, we've got Chad, a great mental coach who talks about just staying neutral, the good, the bad, whatever it is, thinking about the next, controlling the next, and that's all you can really do. So that's a great example right there. Obviously, throw interception, put the team down 10-0 to start the game off, and just understand I can't change that. Thinking about that won't change that. Now I just got to move forward one play at a time and be my best.
McCarthy said after the game, Dak eats adversity for lunch, and Dallas's NFC East hopes, faint as they might be, are still alive. The Eagles and Cowboys have met 129 times. That includes the postseason. In 2 of the last 3 matchups, the teams have combined for over 70 points. Saturday's matchup, the 3rd highest scoring game in the storied history of this great rivalry.
The Vikings tend to eat adversity in the 4th quarter. Have they been thrilling or what? They are hosting the Giants on Christmas Eve, that top-heavy NFC East, of course. Early 4th quarter, Vikings trailing 13-10. Kirk Cousins, T.J. Hawkinson leaps over 2 defenders for the touchdown. Have another look at this. Both Giants defenders trying to make the grab, but Hawkinson is there. Vikings now lead 17-13. We're starting in the 4th quarter, by the way. Next Giants possession, 1st and 10 from the Vikings 32. Daniel Jones drops back, fires towards Isaiah Hodgins, picked off by Patrick Peterson. He has himself a little World Cup celebration, appropriate because the World Cup final was full of comebacks.
That's right.
Giants would get the ball back, kick a field goal, trail 17-16. 3 minutes left in the game. Same score. Vikings with a 3rd and 10 from the Giants 17. Cousins hits Justin Jefferson. He had himself a game touchdown. Fakes the injury on the gritty. That's a new twist on it. Sends the lead 24-16. Around 2 minutes left. Saquon Barkley gets the handoff, makes a man miss, runs it in for the touchdown. Now the Giants need 2 points to tie. On the 2-point conversion, Jones will roll right, looks into the end zone, sees Daniel Bellinger in the back for the end zone. The Giants are pumped. The game is now tied at 24. But of course we're not done because it's the Vikings and it's the 4th quarter. So under 19 seconds left, Vikings have a 3rd and 11 from their own 41. Cousins dumps it down to Jefferson, who gets the 1st down. And that sets up, with 4 seconds left, a 61-yard field goal attempt for the win. Greg Joseph with the kick. It's going, it's good. The longest field goal in Vikings franchise history. Here's how it sounded on Vikings radio.
Snap spot. Joseph with a big leg, and Merry Christmas, Minnesota Vikings fans. The Vikings have beaten the Giants 27-24. It's Joseph from 61. Wow!
And to Skol, a good night. Vikings win 27-24. Here's Kimberly Martin with Justin Jefferson.
After that touchdown in the 4th quarter, did you hear the MVP chant from the crowd?
Yeah, I heard it. It's an honor. It's a blessing to be in this position, blessing to be doing what I'm doing for my team. And, I hope so.
I told him, after that 3rd down catch, in the red zone there, I just told him it's a pleasure and an honor to coach a player like that can show up in those biggest moments. I just told him he's a special player, and, I just absolutely love him to death. And it's never a bad thing to tell somebody you love them. That's what my wife tells me.
Yeah, but how close did you need to get before you decided to kick there at the end?
Right about that line. Right about that line.
That kick by Greg Joseph led to Minnesota's 12th win of the season. After the Vikings went 6-8 in one-score games last year, they are 11-0 this season, most by a team in NFL history. 6 of those wins saw the winning score come in the final minute of regulation or overtime.
Hear that cold? Hear that wind whipping? A winter storm that many of you are probably watching, hopefully in the comfort and warmth of your home. What's being cooler than being cold? Woo! 8 of the 11 games had kickoff temps of 20 degrees or lower. 4 had a negative wind chill at kickoff. I'm not AMSMWA certified, but I'll take that as accurate. One of those, the Patriots and the Bengals. Joe Burrow and company looking for a 7th win in a row. Burrow, Trenton Irwin. It's 12-0. The Bengals dominated the first half. This game, in fact, was a battle of both halves. One dominated by one to the other. Irwin's a kid from Stanford. He's got another touchdown. Burrow's 28 completions in the first half, tied with Romo for the most in the first half in the last 2 decades. 22-0 at the half. Third quarter. Burrow off the back foot. Marcus Jones is there. He'll going to complete a tremendous trifecta. First player in the last 45 seasons with an offensive, defensive, and special teams touchdown in the same season. Patriots trying to fight back really off that crazy game against the Raiders. Now they've scored 12 in a row. It's 22-12. Remember, it was 22-0. Mac Jones, all sorts of problems. He ends up getting rid of it. Everybody in the field thinks it's a fumble, so just keep going with this thing. Jermaine Pratt, why not, until you hear the whistle. The officials end up calling it incomplete, intentional grounding on Mac Jones, and that is a huge break for the Patriots, and clearly Zach Taylor not happy. That could have essentially ended the game. Now it's 3rd and 29. Mac looking for somebody. He just throws this thing up. Belichick probably didn't think he could throw it that far. Tipped by Scotty Washington, caught by Jacoby Myers. He's the hero here. Of course, he was the GOAT in Las Vegas last week. What a swing of emotions. The Pats are fighting themselves back into this game. 18 unanswered. Burrow, Jamar Chase, Matt Judon, who's had a great year there to punch it out. Pats take over. A minute to go. Ramondre Stevenson, this is the biggest play of the game. Poked free by Von Bell. And the Bengals are all over. Remember, since he started 0-2, but since then they've been one of the hottest teams in football. Huge blown opportunity there for Bill Belichick and company. 15 seconds to go. Last chance for Mac. 4th and 15. Jones putting it in the air. And it's gonna drop. Bengals win. After the game, Sal Palantonio, very insightful question here.
Where is this team compared to the one from last year?
It's really hard to compare, especially before we even get into the dance. But we did punch our ticket. There's still things that we want to accomplish this season. I will say there are a lot of good things on tape, but we have some stuff that we need to correct too.
Yeah, it was up and down, to say the least. I'm never going to apologize for winning. Obviously a lot of room to improve. First half was about as good as it gets. And then after that, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot over and over and over again, but found a way to do it.
Was the second half you guys slowing him down, or was that the Bengals stopping themselves?
I don't know. Call it whatever you want.
I want to know what you call it.
We shut him out in the second half. That would play good defense. Call it whatever you want.
All right, we're on to Cincinnati, specifically on to Cincinnati win streaks against the Pats, winning in Foxborough for just the 3rd time in 13 tries. First victory 50 years ago when future MVP Kenny Anderson led the Bengals to a 31-7 win. 14 years later, another future MVP, the great Boomer Esiason, threw for 284 yards and a touchdown. James Brooks, Stanley Wilson each had 100 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. It was another, in fact, 31-7 win. Saturday, a little bit closer. Burrow, as I showed you, 3 first-half touchdowns. Bengals are up 22-0 and were able to stave off a last-second Pats rally, and the win streak now rolling for the Bengals.
All right, a Bengals win made the race for the AFC 1 seed all that more exciting. Who holds the cards now? The odds for the Bills and Chiefs final few weeks of the season coming up. And honoring a Steel's great in Pittsburgh. How the man behind the immaculate reception was remembered Saturday night. Next.
Hey, Otto! Could I speak to your manager?
What's up?
Shouldn't you be in gym class?
What?
You don't have a driver's license? How old are you? You cannot use this road without a permit. The white trucks don't do this. How come it's always you brown guys? And I don't mean that racially. Well, it's lesson time. Clutch in and brake. Brake, the car is stopped.
I almost hit the car.
It's all right. It's a hybrid.
A Man Called Otto, rated PG-13, only in movie theaters.
Bright lights everywhere. Ferrero Rocher, smooth chocolate, crunchy hazelnut, lovingly layered and wrapped in gold.
It's Christmas time again, my life.
Ferrero Rocher.
Pacifico is a crisp golden lager, brewed for those who know. It's what's behind a label that matters.
Because your lives are forever entwined.
Darling, please be mine.
Love entwined, exclusively at K.
Where can you save time shopping and spend quality time at the same time? Lowe's, actually. The final days of Winterfest are here. Save now before they're gone.
The Voyager gazed in wonder. It was a time machine.
Hello, anybody there?
Sam. Hey, little brother.
The time machine worked.
Make this December one to remember.
I've always wanted to do that.
Next round on me.
An experienced QPC eater knows you should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
Feels like we're onto something. Feels like a change is coming. Feels like a change is coming.
Oh, too hard. I'm sorry. I was just... Watch Freeform's 25 Days of Christmas.
It's a Christmas Day Conference Finals rematch. Bucks Celtics on ESPN and ABC.
Welcome back. The Mets and free agent shortstop Carlos Correa are working through a medical issue after his physical with the team showed the same right leg concerns which nixed the deal with the Giants earlier this week. Correa agreed to a 12-year, $350 million contract with the Mets hours after the Giants deal with Correa dissolved.
Last chance for the Steelers. Bradshaw trying to get away. And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Franco Harris has it. And he's over. Blocked. Franco Harris. He grabbed it with 5 seconds to go and scores.
Ricochet out there off of Jack Tatum and into the man of the year, Franco Harris's hands.
When you talk about Christmas miracles, here's the miracle of all miracles.
That's pretty well said. Back on May 12th, the NFL released its 2022 schedule, and they wanted to make sure the golden anniversary of what you just saw there would be played as close to its actual date as possible, December 23rd, 1972. They had to settle for, in this case, December 24th, 2022. And for one, the hero of that game, Franco Harris, was truly appreciative. He went on national television the very next morning saying he was pumped that both games would be played on a Saturday, and it was going to be, in his words, quote, one heck of a day. His jersey was set to be retired at the half of the game. But as you know, Franco Harris died Wednesday at the age of 72. So appropriately, every single Steeler walking in wearing his number 32. And then when they ran onto the field, a flag emblazoned with number 32. They were going to retire his number 32 at the half. The crowd chanting Franco, that's his widow, flanked by Art Rooney II and Franco's son. As for the game, both teams fighting to stay in playoff contention. Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. They dropped this one. That's 9 losses. The best they can do is 8-9. That streak would be over. Derek Carr, Hunter Renfrow, 7-0 Raiders on a night where there was so much emotion, almost 50 years to the day. Second quarter, Carr. One of the best stories in the league, Darren Waller. Great catch in double coverage.
You've been through a lot with this franchise. You've gone through the process. You've gone through the 4-bounce shot, the Ben Simmons saga.
I've been through a lot. You know, sometimes I think I'm like unlucky, but then again, I'm also extremely lucky at the same time.
Embiid, out of contact. Got it to go!
Let's talk MVP. You ended up finishing second again last year. How much is that motivating you for this season?
It's unfortunate, you know, I could have won at least one of those, if not two. But, you know, going into this year, I just want to be the best version of, you know, myself.
James Harden said that you make scoring look easy. Do you feel like you're the best scorer in the league?
I think I'm the best. You know, I can score, you know, anywhere on the floor. There's no move that I don't have in my repertoire.
James, knocked down.
James Harden, since the time you two have become teammates, how do you feel his game has evolved?
I think he's in a position of his career where he has to be more of a playmaker, and he's, you know, you can see by the numbers. This year, he's probably going to lead the league in assists.
When you hear the notion that Joel and James don't mix, what's your response to that?
I don't know where that's coming from, because last year when we got him, we just kept dominating teams. With that play this year is the same.
Blocked by Embiid! Oh my goodness!
There's a sentiment in the East that it's the Celtics and Bucks and then everyone else. What do the Sixers have to say about that?
We're just worried about ourselves. When we are at our best, we can't beat anybody. It's going to be almost impossible to beat us.
Last year, you told me you were upset you weren't playing on Christmas Day. This year, you're opening the day. Why does it mean so much to play on Christmas?
This year is great, playing on Christmas. You got the whole world watching. Not a lot of teams get to have that opportunity, so it's going to be fun.
It also just means your team is doing the right thing. NBA on Christmas Day, 5 star-studded games, ESPN and ABC. It's JoJo and the Knicks starting the day off at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Then the Lakers and the Mavs, Bucks, Celtics, Grizz and Dubs, and Suns Nuggets with the nightcap.
Still ahead on SportsCenter.
Yes.
It's not a holiday tradition, but it's still a treat. Christmas-themed Sunday Fun Day is on the way, unless you know who steals it.
Speaking of stealing, we have stockings with our names on them.
Our names are on there. I don't know who Larry is.
That hurts.
I don't know.
That cuts deep.
Does that say Larry or Gary?
That's a cursive G.
All us. That's what I'm saying.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right, because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
I think we're onto something big here.
Just the two of us.
Standing together as one.
Ready for an adventure?
Life's more fun when you join forces. Team up. Band together.
That's wicked. Wicked good.
Hulu and Disney Plus. Better together in a brand new bundle. All for just $9.99 a month.
Oh, we have 5, Pat.
Save big when you bundle Hulu and Disney Plus.
Introducing Tradicional Cristalino. A classic Cuervo night just got smoother. Tradicional Cristalino. Smooth has an edge.
Bright lights everywhere.
Ferrero Rocher, smooth chocolate, crunchy hazelnut, lovingly layered and wrapped in gold.
Christmas time again, my love.
Ferrero Rocher.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. Where will they take you? Silverado ZR2, Trail Boss, and Custom Trail Boss, because adventure is everywhere.
Well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2022 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, or get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Every year, millions of people find a health plan at healthcare.gov during open enrollment, so they can enjoy more visits, have more meet and greets, and have less to worry about. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 a month or less with financial help. Feel like a million and find your plan during open enrollment. Healthcare.gov is here for millions like you.
Let's just soak in this atmosphere a little bit here. The energy in here is amazing. This is star power from the jump.
Oh, you can't teach that. Are you serious?
Boy, does it have a big feel about it.
Wait, I have an idea.
Comedy Central's playing your favorite shows, movies, and specials all month long.
Festivus is back!
It's time for a little Christmas miracle.
No presents? Just our favorite comedy content? Why didn't we do this last year?
Because last year we still had stimulus money.
31 days of holidays on a budget with Reno 911 on Comedy Central.
This Christmas, Nick and the NFL have the gift on every fan's list.
Is it a Krabby Patty?
Nope, it's the Nickelodeon NFL Nickmas game.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's football you can't see anywhere else.
Home run!
That's a touchdown. And Patrick's joining us in the booth for tons of slime, crazy surprises, and holiday cheer.
Trick or treat!
Close enough.
The Nickelodeon NFL Nickmas game. Sunday at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. On Nickelodeon.
I like to see that kindness and vibes. The vibes are going to be different in Miami today. Kickoff temperatures at Miami Gardens, 52 degrees.
Brr.
AccuWeather has the real feel at 49. That's cold by Miami standards. Summerish for most of the rest of the country right about now. It's a 45-degree improvement over the Green Bay weather that the Packers will leave behind them. But there's another advantage for the visitors today because the visiting sideline at Hard Rock Stadium is in the sun. Because most of the season, you want the opponent to bake in that hot sun and that humidity. Today, though, it means the Finns are going to be in the shade and the cold. Marcel Louis-Jacques starting our SC Huddle from chilly South Florida.
It's not Christmas spirit, it's just who he is. Entering their December 25th matchup with the Green Bay Packers, Dolphins players say Coach Mike McDaniel has kept the same positive attitude despite the team's 3-game losing streak. Linebacker Bradley Chubb said McDaniel hasn't wavered. He sets the tone every day, every meeting. And when you got a guy like that setting the tone from the top, you can't help but to fall in line. The Dolphins know they haven't played their best football over the past 3 weeks, but they got a bad man coming to town Sunday in the Packers' Aaron Rodgers. Defensive coordinator Josh Boyer said on the field, there's nothing Rodgers can't do, and there's nothing he hasn't seen. Dolphins haven't beaten Rodgers since 2010, so you can imagine what's on their wish list come Christmas Day.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't typically like to play the what-if game, but he allowed himself to go there briefly this week when he wondered aloud if the Packers' season would have gone differently had rookie receiver Christian Watson not dropped that 75-yard touchdown in Week 1 against the Vikings, and had he been able to do from the beginning of the season what he's done for the Packers' offense of late. But Rodgers quickly snapped himself back into the present by saying what's important is that we're playing a meaningful game on Christmas. At 5-8 going to Miami on Sunday, the Packers know they have to win out and probably get some help. but at least they're going there healthy. Other than left tackle David Bakhtiari, the rest of their active roster is healthy and available. And they've only lost 2 key defenders, Rashawn Gary and Eric Stokes, for this season and are on injured reserve. The only other question going into this week would have been running back A.J. Dillon, who left Monday's game against the Rams to be evaluated for a concussion. But he cleared protocol, and Dillon said, "I'm all good to go."
All right, Rob, thank you. Caesars Sportsbook has Miami as the only home favorite today. 3.5-point favorite over Green Bay with the total approaching 50. In the late afternoon window, Denver 3-point road favorites at the defending champs. And in the nightcap, Tampa favored by more than a touchdown in Glendale against Arizona.
All right, Ram Man, it's time to make the people some money on this Christmas morning. And for that, we welcome in ESPN sports betting analyst Aaron Dolan into the program. Aaron, fantastic to see you, and Merry Christmas to you. We're going to get to Tampa in the desert first, but apparently the Carhartt jungle is going from the north in Green Bay to the south in a chilly Miami. Hopefully those long-sleeve T-shirts make an appearance today. What's a play you like in that game?
First off, Merry Christmas, guys. Hopefully this puts some extra cash in your pocket. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers over 250.5 passing yards. And hear me out on this one because I know he's only hit over this mark in 3 games this season. But if you look at this defense for the Miami Dolphins, they're ranked 27th against the pass. And the Packers have a ton to play for in terms of the postseason. On top of that, they have a plethora of healthy wide receivers back on the field. They have momentum. And for what it's worth, the Green Bay Packers have never lost in the month of December under Matt LaFleur. In fact, they are 14-0 and winning by an average margin of 10 points. I think Aaron Rodgers in this game is going to be slinging the ball. He will hit over his passing yards prop. And don't forget to always shop around for different lines in terms of this number.
So bizarre to hear you say Aaron Rodgers has only eclipsed 253 times this season, and we're deep into December. All right, to the desert now, where somebody has to win the NFC South, and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers still in position to do that against a struggling and an ailing Cardinals team. What play do you like in this game?
Tom Brady over 26.5 completions. Now, he's hit over this mark in 4 straight games, not to mention 9 of 14 games played so far this season. And when you look at this Arizona Cardinals defense, they are ranked dead last in opponents' completion percentage and tied 29th in opponents' completions. Brady, he can exploit this defense through the air rather than on the ground. He's really going to have to rely on his receiving core in this one, but I do like him to hit over 26.5 completions.
Yeah, it makes sense. Aaron, all right, not all of them can be winners, so where are you erring on the side of caution this Christmas morning?
This Broncos-Rams game, if you look at the total, it's at 36.5. And keep in mind, there was terrible weather across the nation, so we saw a ton of totals in the 30s this week. I know you guys have talked about this on SportsCenter throughout the week, but let me tell you, there's a projected weather of 80 degrees, 4-mile-per-hour winds in L.A., and this is still one of the lowest totals on the board. You have 2 of the lowest scoring offenses going head-to-head, both averaging 16 points per game. But I will say, this total opened at 35, and it's moved up to 36.5. It feels like it should just be an underplay considering how bad these offenses are, but I'm erring on the side of caution and staying away from this game.
Fantastic. Aaron Dolan gifting us some winners this morning. Aaron, stick around. We're right back with her shortly.
All right, Monday Night Football brings us once again to the interior environs of Indianapolis. You got the Bolts, you got the Colts. Jeff Saturday and company welcoming Justin Herbert to Lucas Oil Stadium. You can see it 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app.
Oh, cue the graphic. It's time. A Christmas Day edition of Sunday Funday. Don't forget to pay particular attention, okay, to the best gift of today, which are all the dads who paid for all the presents, just as surprised to find out what those presents are.
My dad used to do that for sure. Unless, though, you're a dad who built and wrapped the presents yourself and you have the scraped up knuckles.
Yeah?
Yeah, But one of the biggest dad responsibilities.
I didn't want to say what the presents were.
Please
just
don't.
In case.
They might actually be watching today. All right, protect the presents from this guy, Juju Smith-Schuster, a.k.a. the Grinch, the Gritty and Grinch. And then who knew that the Grinch had a brother who was in New England? That's crazy. Whoa, what's that guy doing here?
How'd that get in
Wait a minute. Hold on. Other Grinches, Grincheses around the league? Listen, let me say to my fellow parents, you need to cool it with these Grinch scaring the kids videos. Okay,
man.
those poor kids are traumatized.
He's a likable guy, and so is this. Santa, the big guy, was everywhere. The only human or large elf or otherwise getting more name recognition this week than Alex Earl. Did you hear she broke up with her boyfriend because he wouldn't post her on Insta? What? Well, Santa's been married to Mrs. Claus for like 6,000 years.
It's called loyalty. You love this as well. Loyalty. Bruins goalie Linus Ullmark posting on Instagram. His kids had a special Santa visit. That's his fellow Bruins goalie, Jeremy Swayman.
That's amazing.
These two celebrate every Bruins win with a big hug, so it's only fitting to celebrate the holiday with a Swainta Claus hug for the Ullmark kids.
A child's joy, the wonderment of Christmas, the magic of a midnight visit from Santa, the mystery of what's left under the tree, or in this case, the orange Nike box. Spoiler alert. These aren't shoes. This present moves. Or it once did. We know his affinity for cheeseburgers, and this gift was from the heart. Or maybe the areas maybe surrounding the heart. Hey, the older you get, the more magical practicality can be. Jingle Bell Brock. Oh, it's looking purty in the Bay. We'll tell you why.
An experienced QPC eater knows you should never let the ketchup that falls from the hot and juicy burger go to waste.
Daddy, when you coming home?
Soon, sweetheart. Soon.
Luxury that lets you feel infinitely you.
Ow! So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist!
They do exist. Santa?
Admit it. You used my Old Spice body wash.
I'm not letting hotel soap near my skin. It's the lavender and mint for me. Get that.
Savannah, if you don't get your moisturized hands off my body wash.
Tonight, Daddy, I'm gonna read to you. Not far away lies a magical place where people start work with a smile on their face. Some build castles with big metal beasts, while others rise early to cook giant feasts. But every great workplace like the ones you see here make people their purpose, so they grin ear to ear.
Make your fairy tale workplace a reality with HR software from UKG.
At Chewy, you can save on all the gifts you need for the gifts that keep on giving. Because while they don't understand why you'd ever leave the house like this, they'll happily hold down the fort while you're gone. Great prices, happy pets. Chewy.
I've always wanted to do that.
Next round on me.
'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. It's your last chance to get our best deal of the year.
Tis?
Tis. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
This holiday season, Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro that's in stock now. Plus an Apple gift, like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us. That's a value of up to $1,900.
Wow!
Act now. It's our best deal of the year, but it ends soon. Visit Verizon today.
Got the rings?
Hello?
You guys don't look that bad.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, man.
Luxury that lets you feel infinitely you.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right, because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
You know, it doesn't matter if you choose left or right, because they're both chewy, crunchy, and delicious.
Everyone is ready for Monday Night Football.
That's what I'm freaking talking about.
The Chargers square off against the Colts.
Capital One knows there's no games like bowl games. Capital One Bowl Mania on the ESPN networks, ABC, and streaming live on the ESPN app.
Last night's supper, ribs, chocolate cake, and the only thing standing in my way, the garbage can.
Dude, this is a bad idea. You're gonna get sick. You need pumpkin.
I love pumpkin.
It's not food, it's pet insurance. So when you get hurt or sick and you need expensive medicine or surgery...
Pet insurance from Pumpkin can help. Great. How do I get pumpkin?
You don't. Your human does. Tell them to go to pumpkin.care and do it now because you need to get it before you need it.
Do you want to be a better investor? Public.com is an investing platform that helps you build, grow, and manage your portfolio easier than ever before. With Public's powerful tools, you control how you invest. You can seamlessly view and track your performance, create a customized investing strategy, and invest in stocks, ETFs, and crypto all in one place. Get the tools you need to build a better portfolio. Sign up. Build a better portfolio with Public.com.
Strysky and Scott with you. Merry Christmas, SportsCenter AM. We got 10 plays from everywhere in sports. It's a good top 10, if I do say so myself. I want to start. Number 10, Commanders, Niners, Taylor Heineke to Jahan Dotson, who juggles it. Sort of plays patty cake with the defender. Still comes down with it. We got more from that game coming up.
We also have more displays of juggling prowess. This from Raiders and Steelers. Derek Carr tosses one up. It's a little tip drill until Arthur Millette gets the ball. And he's going to go the other way with it. Fantastic coverage. We got more from this game just a bit.
I got Lions. I got Panthers. Catfight at number 8. Sam Darnold, 36 yards from his own end zone. The Terrence Marshall Jr., who gets up and he just mosses Jerry Jacobs. Get back, Jerry. Jerry. Panthers, 37-23 winners.
All right, I got number 7, Commanders, 49ers. Taylor Heineke just launching one at Terry McLaurin, who makes the fantastic catch between two San Francisco defenders to put the Commanders inside the 5-yard line. Niners won that game, though.
Number 6, on a night where they honored a different Harris, Franco Harris. Look at his play from Najee Harris, hurdling a Raiders defender there as Harris got up and over Nate Hobbs, and Hobbs didn't even really get that low. Steelers, 13-10 winners.
We got Giants, we got the Vikings, and we got Captain Kirk launching one towards the end zone. TJ Hawkinson just going up, and away. The defense in his way, but not really. A tremendous catch.
He was a fun guy to play against in fantasy yesterday. ASEAN Football Federation Championship, Singapore and Myanmar. Singapore's goalkeeper, a long ball to Shawal Anwar. Anwar getting a foot on it. Is he onside? He is. And then Anwar on target. Singapore, 3-2.
Anwar and upward.
What's the capital?
Eagles.
Of Singapore.
Cowboys. Gardner Minshew connecting to Devonta Smith, the Heisman winner. Look at that, just the double toe tap. He had 8 catches, 2 touchdowns, though the Cowboys won this game.
And number 2, Seahawks, Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. How strong. These one-handed push-up videos sometimes. I don't know what kind of TikTok algorithm you have, but he does one here. Just sort of keeps himself up, extends the ball, doesn't roll the ball through the end zone for that rare touchdown turn touchback. This is a tremendous play.
The algorithm right now are a lot of daughters turning their moms into said daughters.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the transition game has been crazy. What about this? Greg Joseph, this game was crazy. The Vikings with a 61-yard field goal to dispatch the Giants. 11 wins this season by 1 score. That's a record. Vikings, 27-24 winners.
Ahead this hour on SportsCenter AM, it's the most wonderful time of the year in the NFC. The Cowboys pull off the comeback. The Vikings win at the buzzer while the Niners take command in the West. The weather outside may be frightful in Miami. Yeah, that's right. While the Packers, though, might feel right at home. And how Tom Brady can steady the pirate ship in Arizona. Plus, we're going to sit down with John Morant ahead of the Grizzlies showdown with the Warriors, why playing on Christmas Day brings cheer to him and to Memphis. We're properly caffeinated on this Christmas morning.
That's right.
Gary Strysky, Randy Scott alongside. Merry everything to you and yours. And here's to avoiding family drama today and every day. There was no avoiding drama in Dallas yesterday.
Yeah, here's the thing. We endorse that because it's another example of, you know what, all of us are a little bit crazy. Check out the vibes in the SportsCenter studio. The NFC's finest were on full display, and the Eagles could clinch the NFC East and home field advantage throughout the playoffs if they just take care of business against the Cowboys. Gardner Minshew gets the start fourth quarter. That's where we pick things up. 4th and 6. The score is tied at 27. Devonta Smith, 1 of 2 touchdowns on him for the day. And then give me the loot. Eagles up 34-27. Next Cowboys drive. It's 3rd and 30. Finding T.Y. Hilton, who was newly signed 2 weeks ago. That's his one catch of the game. And it was the biggest catch for the Cowboys, a 52-yard play to keep the drive alive. And then you see this, CeeDee Lamb. He had 2 touchdowns. The Cowboys tie things at 34. So now the Eagles have the Rockets 3rd and 4 from the Cowboys 46. Gardner Minshew dropping back, but Deron Bland with the interception. Minshew had 2 interceptions on the day. The Cowboys would settle for a field goal. Oh, no. Oh, no. Miles Sanders trying to make something happen. This is 2 turnovers in the game's final 5 minutes. The Cowboys would turn that turnover into another field goal. So all of a sudden, they're up 40-34. Last chance for the Eagles, 1st and 10 from their own 46. You got to have this. You got to move the sticks. So in order to do that, let's find big A.J. Brown. Move the sticks. 48 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. Devonta Smith going up, and away to keep the Eagles marching. Just 1 loss on the season. 4th and 10, their final hope. 20 seconds to go. Someone's got to be in the end zone. Nobody is in the end zone. The Cowboys come back from being down 10 points to get the 40-34 win.
Oh, things got interesting between the Giants and the Vikings late. Why not on Christmas Eve? The Vikings making things interesting. Up 1, 4th quarter. It's Kirk Cousins to Justin Jefferson. Jefferson, his 8th receiving touchdown of the season, hits the gritty, fakes the injury, the whole thing. Rinse and repeat. All this coming a week after that historic comeback win over the Colts. And Saquon Barkley, though, getting the Giants close. He had 14 carries, 84 rushing yards, and a touchdown. They need a 2-point conversion for the tie. It's Daniel Jones. He finds his tight end, Daniel Bellinger. Dang, Daniel. 334 passing yards for Daniel Jones, his 8th 300-yard passing game of his career. We're tied at 24. He got under 19 seconds left here, and here come the Vikings on 3rd and 11. Cousins to Jefferson, 12 grabs, 133 yards. Breaks Randy Moss's franchise yardage record for a single season and Chris Carter's single-season receptions record. We got a 61-yard field goal try for the win for Greg Joseph. 61 yards. Greg the Leg 2.0. Here's how it sounded, Vikings radio.
Snap spot. Joseph with a big leg and Merry Christmas, Minnesota Vikings fans. The Vikings have beaten the Giants 27-24. It's Joseph from 61. Wow!
Longest field goal in Vikings franchise history. He said, you don't blink, you don't flinch, you don't waver. Vikings win 11 one-score wins this season.
That was awesome. All right, you have the Commanders in the Bay Area. Ooh. The 49ers looking for their league best 8th straight win. 3rd quarter, Niners with the Rock. Game tied at 7 is Brock Purdy. To George Kittle, who opened up like a double click. That's his 7th receiving score of the season. That's a career high. Oh, what's that? Brock? Meet Kittle? Again? And Kittle's going to do the work right here. So much so that I have time to say Purdy went 15 of 22, 234 yards, and 2 scores as the 49ers are up 21-7. We're in the 4th quarter now. It's Taylor Heineke sacked by Nick Bosa. Bosa, one of his 2 sacks on the game. Jordan Willis, he grabs it. 49ers would add a field goal, 27-14. Next Commanders drive. It's Heineke intercepted by Jimmy Ward. Another field goal for San Fran. So here comes Carson Wentz. 6 minutes to go in the 4th. They're down 2 scores. Curtis Samuel with the touchdown. So now the Commanders down 30-20 after a failed 2-point conversion. But Purdy delivering to Kittle again, who had 6 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns as the 49ers get the 37-20 win. All right, so after we let that digest, and even with losses, the Giants and Commanders still occupy the final 2 NFC wildcard spots, but they have left a host of other teams still in the mix, including the Packers. The Green and Gold's most likely path to the postseason now is to win out and have either the Commanders lose once more or the Giants would actually have to lose out. All right, still ahead on SportsCenter. The Bucs spending Christmas in the desert might not be Tom Brady's favorite place. Or is it? We'll explain a little later on in the show.
Big day, massive day in the NBA. Kick back, got some eggnog, some cookies, presents. NBA on ESPN and ABC get started. Sixers and Knicks at noon Eastern. Philadelphia riding a 7-game win streak, and Joel Embiid is one of 6 players to average 30 points a game on Christmas Day. 2:30, it's LeBron and the Lakers facing Luka and the Mavs. And LeBron has 10 wins on Christmas Day. That's tied for the most in NBA history. As for Luka, he's averaging the third most points per game this month. The Bucks taking on the Celtics. They have the two best records in the NBA this season. It's the 6th time the top two teams in win percentage will face off on Christmas Day in NBA history. This one a rematch of a stellar playoff series last season. For Christmas dinner, Warriors and Grizzlies facing off for the first time since last season's West semi. Steph Curry will not play due to that shoulder injury, which is not good for Golden State. They are 1-6 this season without him. 10:30, Suns at the Nuggets. Phoenix has struggled in December. They're 4-8 this month after having just 6 losses in October and November. Members of all 10 Christmas Day teams reflecting on the honor of playing on this day.
It's Christmas time.
The NBA on Christmas, it's always exciting. It's something I look forward to more than Christmas presents.
Now there's a gift.
Just giving joy to people on Christmas Day. I know they open presents, getting to spend some family time, but just being able to open the TV and just watch a game and we give them joy.
Giannis with the flush.
It's a great feeling.
Going out there and put it on the show with the whole world watching is always a huge honor.
The best Christmas present I've ever received. Honestly, it's nothing material. I think it's just my family coming down to see me for a game.
It's one of those presents you want to put under the Christmas tree.
Our first Christmas game, the Grizzlies' first Christmas game. It's big time. Definitely something that we got circled just to be able to go out there and enjoy that and play on a special day.
Christmas Day is when LeBron, whoever was playing, I used to go to the park doing my Christmas Day games too. To watch it all the time, to now finally be on it, I'm ecstatic.
It was the only time I could watch NBA because of the time difference, and it was like the whole day I could watch the game. It was pretty amazing.
How about this for a stocking stuffer?
I remember growing up as a kid, waking up in the morning, opening presents, and then watching basketball all day. The fact that I get to be a part of that is really special, especially in this city, in this uniform.
I remember watching Christmas Day games. They were so high level, so intense, and they are playing their hearts out, just performing for the world.
Just being a kid and you watch all the games on Christmas Day, that was kind of like the tradition. Dreaming about being on that stage one day. It's truly an honor to play on Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all of you out there.
It should be a fun 75th edition of the NBA on Christmas. And the team that has played the most is the Knicks. They're making their 55th appearance on Christmas. All of those appearances, and they still don't have the most wins. That honor belongs to the Lakers with 24. And welcome Memphis. They are making their first appearance on Christmas Day, leaving the Hornets as the only team to never play on this special day.
All right, speaking of the Grizz, still ahead on SportsCenter on this holly jolly Christmas. We sit down with the Jolly one himself. Oh, that's so bad, it's good.
No, that's good.
How Mr. Morant plans to deliver a gift to the fans tonight.
Listen to me, Tony Hawk. No more skateboarding.
Okay.
How to play cornhole.
Pretty cool.
Yes!
At Chewy, you can save on all the gifts you need for the gifts that keep on giving. Because while they have no idea what's going on here, a little something of their own will get them in the spirit. Great prices, happy pets. Chewy.
That is definitely him.
Dude, that's just a guy taking a little break with a peppermint frosty.
I gotta ask him. Hello.
Hi.
Mind if I sit? Okay.
When it's Frosty time, choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new Peppermint Frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
The seatbelt signs have been turned on.
My passengers, my responsibility. One way or another, we're getting off this island. I like this guy.
Plane, rated R. Only in theaters January 13th.
So what's next?
Whoa. What's next?
You tell me, man.
Rockstar energy drink.
This winter,
So he goes.
It's all part of the adventure.
meet the newest power couple Hulu and Disney Plus. Better together for just $9.99 a month.
That's wicked. Wicked good.
The perfect pairing at the perfect price.
I love this place.
Bundle Hulu and Disney Plus for just $9.99 a month.
'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. It's your last chance to get our best deal of the year.
Tis?
Tis. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
This holiday season, Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro that's in stock now. Plus an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us. That's a value of up to $1,900.
Wow.
Act now. It's our best deal of the year, but it ends soon. Visit Verizon today.
Every year we put out NBA 2K ratings for players. This year, we're trying something different.
I did good, right?
I can't hoop with this.
It's not a deal breaker or nothing.
Oh.
What are these?
What do you mean?
I said the pennies.
The sneakers.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Way to keep your rating up, Ronnie.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
What does 1800 tequila taste like? It tastes like victory. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
Listen to me, Tony Hawk. No more skateboarding.
Okay.
How to play cornhole.
Pretty cool.
Yes!
Oh, too hard. I'm sorry. I was just...
Watch Freeform's 25 Days of Christmas.
It's Randy. It's Gary. We're back on SportsCenter.
We were talking about it. What's the hottest gift that people are having trouble finding?
Any PS5s?
Those, get out of here.
Any lost and found?
Get out of here with a PS5.
Somebody needs to win the NFC South, as we're talking about things that are hard to obtain, as the Panthers are hosting the Lions, and this one was all about the ground and pound. What about Chuba Hubbard going for 125? What about Deontay Foreman going for 165 and a touchdown? The Panthers ran all over the Lions, setting a franchise record with 320 rushing yards, and those two, the first pair of Panthers running backs to go over the century mark since 2009. D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart ring a bell. Panthers are up 24-7 on the lovable Lions. Sam Darnold to DJ Moore to 47 yards down the field. First and goal to go for the Panthers. That was on 3rd and 13. Very next play, it's Darnold throwing a little dart to Moore. Muscles his way for the touchdown. The Panthers get the win. Big Cat v. Big Cat. 37-23 was your final. All right, let's head up north. The Browns hosting the Saints. Ooh, looks brick. Brick. Deshaun Watson under center. Keeps the rock here, going left side of the line. That's a touchdown. 7-0 Browns. Dog pound, they're loving it. Can they feel anything right now? Their face, their phalanges. Alvin Kamara takes the handoff, gets lost in the pile, eventually going to find his way in the end zone. Saints take the 17-10 lead. Everybody look it up to the Buccaneers right now in the NFC South. Can they close that gap? Watson rolling to his left. The Browns down a touchdown with 30 seconds to go. Donovan Peoples-Jones can't bring it in. It's 4th and 10 now. One last chance for the Browns. It's Watson. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Somebody get... That's a covered sack. Carl Granderson with the honors. The Saints get the 17-10 win. The Browns have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. All right, Saints and Panthers have now pulled within a half game of the Bucs for the lead in the NFC South. Now, a Buccaneers loss today would not only force a three-way tie entering Week 17, but would guarantee the winner of the division would have a losing record. Speaking of Tom and the Bucs.
Yeah, speaking of, they face the Cards in Arizona tonight. That means Tom Brady is back at State Farm Stadium. A whole lot of memories there. 2007 season, Brady and the Patriots, one win away from the second perfect season in NFL history, but the Giants had other plans. David Tyree, helmet catch. Plaxico Burress, touchdown. New York pulling off the stunning upset in Super Bowl 42. 7 years later, Super Bowl 49. This was a stunner as well. Brady, 13 of 15, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but Russell Wilson's interception on the goal line, courtesy of Malcolm Butler, that gave Brady his 4th Super Bowl ring. And on Sunday, Brady will play his first regular season game at State Farm Stadium and is trying to avoid his first losing season as a starting quarterback in his future Hall of Famer career. We have our NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum with us this morning on SportsCenter, and the Buccaneers offense looking to get a little more consistent, you know, on that side of the football today. They get a Cardinals defense, been pretty generous of late. What do you look for from Brady and this offensive attack?
Randy, they have to stop turning the ball over. Tom Brady has turned the ball over 7 times in the last 3 games. It starts with that. Take better care of the ball. From there, they got to protect him better. They've had 8 different offensive linemen start, and today they're going to be out Donovan Smith, their left tackle. And then the other thing they have to do a much better job of is Tom Brady has to get the ball down the field. Right now, Randy, he's 31st in the NFL in yards per attempt. So when we think about Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, get them the ball, but further down the field. All right, Brady has 7 turnovers in the last 3 games, as you said. On the other side of the football, yes, it's Trace McSorley getting a start here for the Cardinals. Obviously, no Kyler Murray and no Colt McCoy. But this Buccaneer defense of late, giving up 34.5 points per game over the last 2 games. What would you like to see them shore up on the defensive side of the ball today? Yeah, Randy, they've been very inconsistent. They have to now get turnovers. They're 24th in the NFL in creating interceptions, which is very unlike a Todd Bowles defense. So they need to get better pressure, and they've struggled. They've lost a couple guys in the offseason, Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong Suh. That lack of pressure has led to the lack of interceptions. But as you said, they're going against Trace McSorley, their 3rd-string quarterback. They're also missing Rondell Moore, Zach Ertz. And most importantly, Randy, this defense has been decimated by injuries. Over 30 games have been missed because of health on defense. You know, nobody is fully healthy this time of year, but can you get on the football field? Now, despite having a 6-8 record, the Buccaneers have a 62% chance to still win the NFC South. That's according to ESPN Analytics. Much more from Mike Tannenbaum later in the show. Much more NFL on the way. Bengals and Ravens, they didn't sleep in heavenly peace. No, not with the AFC North still very much up for grabs. Who took control or didn't? That's still ahead. All right, Randy, I'm cold. Let's go inside. On Christmas Day, the Dubs hosting the Grizz and will be happy to be home for the holidays as they've won 1 game on their 6-game road trip. Golden State's 12-2 record at home, the 2nd best in the entirety of the league. But they're going to be without Steph Curry, who has a shoulder injury. He's a no-go. The Warriors just 1-6 this season without Steph and are 51-95 when he doesn't play since 2014-2015. Golden State, listen, if they're going to win, they have to stop John Morant, who's averaging better than 25, 5, and 5. John Morant does a lot of work in close as he averaged the 2nd most paint points per game by a guard this season. And he sat down with Malika Andrews talking about the Grizzlies' first Christmas Day game.
John Morant has told us plenty of times, I want to be the best. Matter of fact, he references himself as him.
Field by Morant. Here comes showtime. Lob. Morant. Oh, what a block from John Morant. Oh, goes behind the back and slams it. That's insanity.
Ja, for the first time in franchise history, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing on Christmas Day, and I have to believe that it's partly you and partly your stardom that has catapulted you all to that spot. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, obviously, you know, being a kid, big basketball fan, you know, you grew up watching those Christmas Day games, and, you know, now I actually have, you know, a chance to play in it, and also, you know, me and my teammates, you know, making it the first time, you know, in franchise history to play on that day is even more special.
Strength in numbers?
Strength in numbers, I guess. Nah, I ain't with the strength in numbers. I'm Grizz next gen.
Levitation Deluxe. He is worth every penny.
The young fella is having fun.
Who do you look at around the league as you're studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West.
Nah, I'm fine in the West.
Morant in transition. Oh, Ja Morant!
Ja, when you are looking to balance both being a dad to Kari, who comes to your games, but also saying, can you come to my recitals? What is that like for you?
I feel like that's more important to me than, being out there on the floor, being a father first. Kari is the reason, I wake up and, go and do what I do. And, being a dad, I feel like it's, the greatest thing in the world. And, going to her first recital, you probably would have thought, like, I was in the recital, I was just nervous. I finally walked in and just was smiling. And when I seen her, get on the stage, it was even better. Like, I didn't know how to react. I couldn't pull out my phone. I was just watching. Like, I just was too much in the moment. But, afterwards getting to see her, she ran up, gave me a hug. I knew she was excited, I was able to be there. And I know she understands, that I play basketball and I travel, I be on the road, but I know, her seeing me there, meant a lot to her, and it definitely did for me too.
Still ahead on SportsCenter AM, why this holiday has special meaning to one 76er and his family after a heartbreak just one Christmas ago. So what's next?
Come here.
Check this out. Whoa. So what's next? You tell me, man. Rockstar energy drink.
Hey, girls! Hi. Hello, are you kidding me? Is that for me? Huh? Oh, can't wait to see what you got your mother.
The BMW Road Home Sales Event, on now. Receive a credit of up to $3,250 on select models now through January 3rd.
Cuervo on the rocks.
Introducing Tradicional Cristalino.
Tis the season to switch to Verizon. It's your last chance to get our best deal of the year.
Tis?
Tis. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
This holiday season, Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro that's in stock now. Plus an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us. That's a value of up to $1,900.
Wow.
Act now. It's our best deal of the year, but it ends soon. Visit Verizon today.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, like 2 times miles on every purchase.
The noise canceling. You're being too loud. Thank you. Good choice. Ooh, my lucky number.
Earn 5 times miles on flights.
Enjoy your stay.
Going up?
And 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel. Plus, get access to over 1,300 airport lounges.
White wine, please.
And maybe see the one and only Taylor Swift. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Listen to me, Tony Hawk. No more skateboarding.
Okay.
How to play cornhole.
Pretty cool.
Yes! That is definitely him.
Dude, that's just a guy taking a little break with a peppermint frosty.
I gotta ask him. Hello.
Hi.
Mind if I sit? Okay.
When it's Frosty time, choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new Peppermint Frosty.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
You'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Only 4 teams remained. Soon, they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves the national champions.
day on Christmas Day. Sitting courtside, I feel like I might call the play. I stay with some bucks, like honest, to be honest. You know I'm getting money, tell the buzzer they gon' count it.
It's a Christmas Day Conference Finals rematch. Bucks Celtics on ESPN and ABC.
Heavy-duty pulling power. To conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. It's the holidays. Get 4.69% APR on Sierra Heavy Duty models. We are professional grade GMC.
What if you could see into the future and 10 years of your life were gone? You wouldn't see your kids reach big goals and might never meet your grandchildren. On average, smokers die 10 years earlier than non-smokers. But the Illinois Tobacco Quit Line can help, because the sooner you quit tobacco, the more likely it is you'll be there for those special moments. Our certified counselors help create a free quit plan customized for you. There's more life ahead. Be there for it. Call now.
The Ram Man with you.
That's us.
It is SportsCenter AM. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Got the AFC North race as our focus here. You got the Bengals visiting the Patriots. Haven't won in New England since 1986. That was 10 years before that man was born. Joe Burrow. And Burrow to Trenton Irwin. Yep, that's who you had in your fantasy lineup. Trenton Irwin brings it in. Bengals lead 12-0, and then Burrow proving it's not a fluke. To Irwin again. 3 grabs, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns. Burrow, 28 completions in the first half, tied with Tony Romo for the most in the first half over the last 20 seasons. He was 28 of 36 with 3 passing touchdowns in the first half was Burrow. Did make a couple of mistakes, though, and this is one of them. A little miscomm with Jamar Chase and Marcus Jones back the other way. Look at the move from Jones there.
He's so fast.
A couple of Bengals collide, and he's in. Howie Day style collide. Again, the first player Jones did last 45 seasons with an offensive, defensive, and special team touchdown in the same season. Let's go fourth quarter. Patriots trailing by 10. 22-12, Mac Jones, what are you doing? Just sort of left it like a ball marker. And it's Jermaine Pratt, scoop and score, but Mac's like, I did this savvy like a fox. That was a pass. Okay. Zach Taylor's not happy. Okay. It gets brought back. They say incomplete pass. Kind of like Charles Woodson on a different Patriots quarterback in the snow. But Jones can't find anybody open, just heaves it. Just yeets it down to the goal line. Tip drill.
Oh, bring back yeet.
Jacoby Myers is there, Mr. Right Place, right time. As Scotty Washington tipped it to him. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. 3-way call. He knows nothing. Pats are down 4. Ramondre Stevenson, a chance. Pats are in the red zone. Puts the ball on the ground. Second career lost fumble. First this year. That man's not going to tolerate it. Oh, the Patriots had 1 turnover, and that was it. Bengals, they make it 7 straight wins, 22-18.
And because the Patriots lost, if the Ravens can take care of business against the Falcons, they're into the playoffs. Again, I too would not wear a shirt if I was chiseled from stone. Tyler Huntley starting in place of the injured Lamar Jackson, yet still Demarcus Robinson back in the end zone. That was the Ravens' first receiving touchdown by a wide receiver since, take a guess, week
3.
Yes.
I saw the graphic.
He saw my shot sheet.
I saw the graphic.
And he saw the graphic.
My bad.
Ravens lead 14-3 at the half. Just over 8 to go. Falcons trail 17-6. Desmond Ridder keeping it. Gets stuffed at the 1. Falcons 4th and goal. What do they have to lose? All right. They're already out of the playoffs. They're the worst team on the road in the league. 13-play drive would result in exactly 0 points. The Ravens, goal line stand. They stood. They win 17-9. They are officially into the playoffs.
All right, so the Ravens keep pace with those Bengals in the AFC North with 2 games remaining now. They're a game behind. They do play the Bengals, though, in Week 18. And for now, they own the tiebreaker against them, having previously beaten them in Week 5. Cincy does not have an easy road upcoming. They have to play the Bills next week on Monday Night Football. Still ahead, Packers are bringing offense and the cold to Miami this Christmas. What the Dolphins can do to stop the suddenly efficient Packers.
Back to the association we go, and 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey was averaging career-high in points and assists this season before a left foot fracture sidelined him last month. Now, while Maxey continues to work his way back to the team, This injury feels like just a minor setback compared to what happened to the Maxies last Christmas Eve. Maya Jones has the story of how Tyrese and his family nearly lost everything.
Look, wrapping presents is not my specialty, man. That takes too much time. Sitting there wrapping all them presents.
This is the fun part for a parent.
And family is bigger than blood. You care for one another. You want everybody to succeed. You want us all to be, we're all one big happy family. So when you see your brother or your sister succeeding in doing something, then it makes you happy inside.
You have to be very efficient with the paper, because I don't want to use too much, because I got a lot of gifts to wrap. Our family comes before anything. I talk to Tyrese probably maybe 4 to 5 times a day. My family is the most important thing to me.
It means a lot considering what we went through last year, but this year, after being that close to death, it means the world just to be alive.
In December 2021, 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey blossomed in his second NBA season.
Maxey with a long three, and that one's true.
Can light it up now. Maxey can score in bunches.
On Christmas Eve, Maxey had his entire family over to celebrate the holidays before going on a 3-game road trip.
The day was amazing. We were kind of just jumping around and playing and listening to Christmas music, and then sat down to start having our Christmas Eve dinner.
The chef dropped the food off, right? 5 minutes into our meal, smoke was coming from the laundry room. And my daughter smelled smoke and said, something don't smell right. My best friend and my wife, they went to the laundry room and flames were everywhere.
A fire broke out inside Maxey's garage. After an unsuccessful attempt to contain the blaze, Maxey led some of his family members outside the home and called 911.
We begin with breaking news. The home of Sixers player Tyrese Maxey has been severely damaged by fire tonight.
Once I got outside is when I really knew that when I turned around and looked, literally the entire left side of the house was already in flames. I could see the glass kind of breaking through.
Tyrese is outside and he's noticing by now, oh my God, the house is on fire. Like that entire part of the house is actually in flames. And he's yelling back inside, get out of the house.
According to the local fire department, the cause of the fire is still undetermined.
That whole area burned. Even the TV, the screen burned off the wall. The ceiling fan had burned so much it burned all the stuff on the furniture down to the rug.
This is my first time being able to actually provide food, provide a home for everybody to come, and then provide a lot of different presents and different things and wants that your family wants or even needs sometimes. And for it to go the opposite direction, like in a split second, it really hurt me the next day.
Everything in the area where the Christmas tree and gifts were burned, except for the Christmas gifts. And so the hotel did an amazing job arranging the Christmas gifts in one of their conference rooms. I think when we walked into the room, everybody was like super emotional. So yeah, that's the hard part. It's just thinking that we were like, yeah, it could have turned out worse.
And now the world knows I can wrap gifts. Right, there it is. That's our present from the Maxey family.
This Christmas, the Maxey family has a lot to be thankful for. Maxey has a brand new home, a new perspective on life, and most importantly, the family has each other.
You know, it almost feels like a second chance. We're gonna do the same thing that we always do. Laugh, love each other, and probably some tears shed. We're all blessed to be here.
And I would match that. See how you got that one diagonal?
It's really just God, you know, it's the luck of God, and you just really have to thank Him and, you know, cherish these moments.
The annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues. 5 star-studded games on ESPN and ABC. You can see Maxey and his Sixers taking on the Knicks today at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Then it's the Lakers and the Mavericks. You got the Bucks and the Celtics. You got the Grizzlies and the Dubs and the nightcap, the Suns versus the Nuggets.
Still ahead on SportsCenter AM, our countdown crew joining us live from L.A. What they hope the NBA unwraps for them on this Christmas Day.
At Chewy, you can save on